Hello everyone, good evening. आजको यो सेसन यो चेभनिङ स्कलरसिप एन्ड रिसर्च फेलोसिप अपर्च्युनिटिज एन्ड इन्साइटमा हामीसँग आर्या सुवेदीजी हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँले चाहिँ मास्टर्स इन इकोनोमिक्स एन्ड फाइनान्स युनिभर्सिटी अफ ब्रिस्टलबाट गर्नुभएको हो र उहाँ चाहिँ चेभनिङ स्कलरसिप 22-23 पनि हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँको एउटा मैले सर्ट इन्ट्रोडक्सन बनाएको छु जसमा चाहिँ उहाँको एकाडेमिक ब्याकग्राउन्ड, अवार्ड्स एन्ड स्कलरसिप, उहाँको प्रोफेसनल एक्सपिरियन्स र स्किल्स र थेसिसको बारेमा छ र उहाँको एकाडेमिक ब्याकग्राउन्डको कुरा गर्नु पर्दाखेरि उहाँको चाहिँ ब्याचलर्स चाहिँ हाम्रो काठमाडौँ युनिभर्सिटी स्कुल अफ म्यानेजमेन्टबाट बिबिए गर्नुभयो उहाँले र त्यस्तै मास्टर्स चाहिँ एमएससी इन इकोनोमिक्स एन्ड फाइनान्स युनिभर्सिटी अफ ब्रिस्टलबाट गर्नुभएको हो। अवार्ड्स एन्ड स्कलरसिपमा हामीले हेर्ने हो भने उहाँले एकाडेमिक एक्सलेन्स अवार्ड काठमाडौँ युनिभर्सिटी स्कुल अफ म्यानेजमेन्टबाट 2017 र 18 दुईटा इयरमा पाउनुभएको हो र साथसाथै हाम्रो 22-23मा यो चेभनिङ स्कलरसिप पाउनु भएको छ र त्यस्तै ब्रिस्टल प्लस अवार्ड युनिभर्सिटी अफ ब्रिस्टल करियर एन्ड सर्भिसबाट पाउनु भएको छ र साथसाथै हाम्रो फरेन कमनवेल्थ एन्ड डेभलपमेन्ट अफिसबाट चेभनिङ भोलिन्टियरिङ अवार्ड्सबाट उहाँले ब्रोन्ज मेडल पाउनु भएको छ। रिगार्डिङ प्रोफेसनल एक्सपिरियन्स उहाँको चाहिँ मतलब डाइभर्स एरियामा उहाँले आफ्नो प्रोफेसनल एक्सपिरियन्स गेन गर्नुभएको छ जसमा चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ स्टार्टिङदेखि नै कुरा गरेँ। ग्रुमिङ टेल्समा उहाँ चाहिँ अपरेसन म्यानेजमेन्टबाट सुरु गर्नुभयो। त्यस्तै आलया पहिला चाहिँ एचएलई थियो, अहिले चाहिँ आलया भएको छ। त्यसमा उहाँले क्रेडिट एनालिस्ट, त्यस्तै दायित्वबाट पब्लिक पोलिसी फेलो, त्यस्तै किङ्स कलेजबाट एडजन्ट फ्याकल्टी अनि र अहिले हालसालै उहाँ चाहिँ आद्यन्तमा प्रोग्राम म्यानेजर इकोनोमिक्स ग्रोथ एन्ड डेभलपमेन्ट र साथसाथै काठमाडौँ युनिभर्सिटीमा भिजिटिङ फ्याकल्टी पनि हुनुहुन्छ। र रिगार्डिङ की स्किल्स स्टाटा र एसपिसिएसमा वर्किङ नलेज, साथसाथै एनालिटिकल रिजनिङ एन्ड प्रब्लम सल्भिङ र ड्यु डिलिजेन्स एन्ड एडेप्टेबिलिटी। उहाँको पेपरमा चाहिँ हाम्रो यो इम्प्याक्ट अफ माइक्रो फाइनेन्स एभिडेन्स फ्रम रेन्डमाइज्ड कन्ट्रोल्ड इभ्यालुएसन इन इन्डिया उहाँले चाहिँ यो मास्टर्समा गर्नुभयो र साथसाथै द इम्प्याक्ट अफ नेपाल्स फिस्कल डिफिसिट अन इट्स जिडिपी चाहिँ हाम्रो यो ब्याचलर्समा गर्नुभएको थियो। अब म चाहिँ यो फ्लोर उहाँ आर्याजीलाई दिन चाहन्छु।
Hi everyone, thank you so much for the amazing introduction. मेरो नाम चाहिँ आर्या सुवेदी. I hope I'm audible to everyone. सुरुमै भन्न चाहे म चाहिँ नेपाली र इङ्ग्लिस चाहिँ एकदमै इन्टरचेन्जेबली युज गर्छु. So if you don't understand anything, बिचमा केही बुझेन भने चाहिँ नि लास्टमा I think हाम्रो क्वेसन एन्सर सेसन हुन्छ. त्यसमा चाहिँ नि feel free to ask any questions, like नबुझेको कुरा रिपिट गर्न भन्दा नि हुन्छ हैन. So please note down anything that you don't understand throughout the session. So I will begin with the presentation for okay. Okay, so as a session चाहिँ नि हामी दुईटा हाफमा गर्छ. एउटा चाहिँ नि it will be about the scholarship and the next one will be about the fellowships. Scholarships को बारेमा चाहिँ नि अलि धेरै छ. Whereas fellowship को बारेमा चाहिँ नि अलिकति like I think we'll have a 20-minute session, so 15 minutes त्यसरी चाहिँ divide गर्न सक्छ हैन. So I'll just like begin talking about the Chevening Scholarship, what it is भनेर. So Chevening भनेको चाहिँ नि it's a very interesting name हैन. धेरैजनालाई चाहिँ के हो चिभनिङ भनेर कहाँबाट आयो नाम भनेर सोध्नुहुन्छ हैन. सो चिभनिङ भनेको चाहिँ नि एक्चुअली चाहिँ नि एउटा घरको नाम हो कि युकेमा. सो द वर्ड्स द चिभनिङ स्कलरसिप कम्स फ्रम लाइक बेसिकली फ्रम द्याट हाउसेस नेम हैन. अनि अहिले चाहिँ नि चिभनिङ एज अ ब्रान्ड चाहिँ नि त्यसमा कसरी एस्टाब्लिस भएको छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो चाहिँ युके गभर्मेन्टको चाहिँ international scholarship र fellowship program हो. So Cheveningले चाहिँ नि UK मा चाहिँ नि both scholarship opportunities र fellowship opportunities चाहिँ नि provide गरिरहेको छ हैन. It is limited to the territory of UK मात्रै. यो चाहिँ fund गर्ने संस्थाको नाम चाहिँ Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office हो. हामी चाहिँ FCDO भनेर भन्छौँ हैन. That plus Cheveningकै धेरै partner organizationहरु पनि हुनुहुन्छ. उहाँहरु मिलेर चाहिँ the fund for the scholarships and the fellowships come from एउटा त UK government बाट भइहाल्यो, and a substantial part comes from the partner organization as well हैन. So Chevening scholarship को चाहिँ नि अब कुन एरियाको लागि हो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि त्यस्तो restriction चाहिँ छैन हैन. Any kind of area. I come from economics and finance. There are people from the field of science like public health patterns. There are people from psychology, from development studies. So yay subject, yay field, but there's things and the scholarship actually looks for people who they feel can bring a positive change or a positive influence, like they can influence the society in a positive way. This to help an individual, like seek or so your program is fellowship on the other hand, it's more about more of a professional experience. So scholarship चाहिँ पढ्नको लागि दिइन्छ भने चाहिँ नि fellowship चाहिँ नि काम गरिरहेको मान्छेहरुलाई चाहिँ people who are already working in some sort of capacity उहाँहरुलाई चाहिँ नि additional professional opportunity खालको चाहिँ नि दिने हो to develop their professional skills and capabilities. Scholarship would be masters जतिसम्म हुन्छ हजुरको. It's usually 9 months to 12 months in the UK. So the duration fellowship is usually a shorter course. 6 महिना 3 महिनाको भइरहेको हुन्छ. Unfortunately, Nepal ma चाहिँ नि नेपालीहरुलाई चाहिँ नि Cheveningले fellowship opportunity चाहिँ नि provide गर्दैन. So as a Nepali citizen, we only are eligible for scholarships. So हजुर masters पढ्न जाने भए मात्रै you can go through Chevening. For fellowships, you will have to be, I think, mostly say Commonwealth countries हरुलाई मात्र provide गरिन्छ. Till date चाहिँ fellowship नेपालीहरुलाई चाहिँ नि दिएको छैन. So the session would mostly focus only on the scholarship aspect of this because of that reason. So moving further, so Chevening scholarship चाहिँ नि कस्तो scholarship हो के fund गर्छ त्यसको लागि हो भनेर सोच्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि it's a fully funded scholarship. So once you get the scholarship, त्यसपछिको चाहिँ नि जे expenses हुन्छ त्यो चाहिँ सबै cover हुन्छ Cheveningले सबै cover गर्नुहुन्छ उहाँहरुले. So that includes your visa fee हैन, सुरुमा health checkup गर्नुपर्छ, त्यो health checkup fees, your flights, your course fees, and monthly stipend दिन्छ. So accommodation भनेर चाहिँ नि fully accommodation cover हुन्छ हुँदैन भन्दा पनि they give you a specific monthly stipend which you can use to pay for your accommodation, your travel cost, and त्यसपछि नि food or anything that you like कतिसम्म पुग्छ भन्ने कुरा हो. Stipend amount चाहिँ नि fixed हुन्छ. तर every month चाहिँ नि they will provide you every month 25th I think they provide you for the next month's like entire stipend, so which you can use to pay off all your expenses in the UK. Cost of help programs are, let's say, the scholarship, and it's very specific in sense कि 1 year taught master's program. So एक वर्ष भन्दा बढीको कोर्सलाई चाहिँ नि यो स्कलरशिप दिइदैन कि त 9 महिनाको हुन्छ कि त 12 महिनाको हुन्छ. 12 महिना भन्दा बढीको छ भने चाहिँ नि त्यो कोर्सको लागि चाहिँ नि यो स्कलरशिप दिइदैन. कस्तो कुन युनिभर्सिटीमा पढ्न जान पाइन्छ? UK टेरिटरी, युनाइटेड किंगडम, त्यहाँ चाहिँ नि 4 वटा कन्ट्रीज छ, इंग्लैंड, वेल्स, स्कटल्यान्ड र नर्दर्न आयरल्यान्ड. यो 4 वटा टेरिटरीज भित्रको चाहिँ नि कुनै पनि युनिभर्सिटीमा पढ्नलाई चाहिँ नि यो स्कलरशिप प्रोवाइड गरिन्छ, including कुन फिल्डमा भन्दाखेरि लाइक I've already mentioned any field, like हजुरलाई जुन फिल्डमा पढ्नु मन छ त्यो फिल्डमा चाहिँ नि you can apply for this as long as it is a 1 year taught masters program. Taught masters भनेको चाहिँ क्लासरुममा गएर पढ्नु पर्यो. So research गर्छु भनेर research masters लाई चाहिँ हुँदैन. It's a classroom-based taught master's program. Under the scholarship, you can live and study in the UK for a year. Live any longer of study, obviously, 12 महिनाको course भयो भने 12 महिनालाई मात्र पढ्न पाइयो. तर live as long as your student visa is valid, you can stay in the UK. But the caveat here is, actually student visa expire भएपछि चाहिँ नि, you'll have to return back to your country for a minimum of 2 years. त्यो 2 years को लागि चाहिँ नि नेपाल छोडेर चाहिँ नि अरू देशमा गएर चाहिँ नि पढ्न अथवा काम गर्न चाहिँ पाइदैन. So because the scholarship is about like helping change makers get an education, so change maker change if you're not willing to make that change, so it kind of does not make sense. So Chevening as a rule on completing your studies, you have to return to your country and work in your country for a minimum of 2 years. So UK ma चाहिँ किन पढ्ने भन्ने question आउला हैन. Like there are so many countries, US सुनेको छ, Canada सुनेको छ, Australia सुनेको छ हैन. So why UK भन्दा चाहिँ number one, for some reason, if you're a professional and you need a master's, like for some reason you just need a master's, so you don't want to waste a lot of time in studying. This would be perfect for you. Most degrees in the UK is एक वर्षिक degree. So when you're usually all of your like any kind of masters you can complete in the UK within 1 year. So if you are like harima to get a degree, it's the best way to go. Some of world's leading educational institutions are in the UK. Economics context Oxford Development Economics program is revered to be one of the best in the world. Warwick, any kind of economics program, is revered to be the best in the world. London School of Economics and Political Sciences is also in the UK. So leading economics economic subject related education institutions are in the UK. So having a degree from one of these institutions would be a huge addition to your CV and your like your general professional career as well. Another thing is diversity and networking. UK is very diverse, like people from all over the world are there. So you kind of create those connections all around the world. At the moment, I have friends like South America, Africa, East Asia, Australia, US, and I know a lot of people that I got to meet as part of like my 1 year in the UK. So the diversity, the kind of networking, the opportunities Dhiren is a UK ma. History and heritage of UK belayat so as a tourism like spot, there is so much to learn there. The old architecture, the Queen's Palace, Buckingham Palace, the Hilera, Windsor Castle, the Hilera, everything is in the UK. So you kind of learn about the history as well, the colonial history, the history in general. Arts and entertainment, there are so many options to explore in the UK. Theaters, operas, there is this Cadbury factory there that has you can actually make your own chocolate. So those kind of entertainment factors. You've got like Harry Potter, Universal Studios go like Harry Potter tour garna paints if you're a Potterhead. So there are so many options for arts and entertainment there. And you travel and explore the body. Like transportation is very easy and convenient in the UK. So like even day trips, you can go to like these amazing places and return back to your home. So the transportation can ease and access level and it's very easy to travel and explore the entire, especially because UK is such a small country. You can explore literally a lot of things within the 1 year that you'll be in the UK. So moving on, let's say apply garna pounds Chevening scholarship there is no typical anyone can be a Chevening scholar. Usually, like I said, it's change makers and with potential to make an impact. Someone who has a passion for doing something for their country, a passion to make a change, take initiatives, Chevening market गर्दाखेरि नि people like leaders भनेर market गर्छ हैन, so who have this ability to network भनेर market गर्छ हैन. So someone with that inherent values, I say. So when it comes to demographics, there is no limit. So your gender, your age, and so people like, if you see the picture, these are the Chevening Scholar. I started in Bristol, so Chevening ko Bristol ko scholars are in. So if you look around here, this is Rua, and she's from Jordan, and she's just 23 years old when she came to the UK. So Pakkar graduate back with you. And she got into the scholarship, so she was the youngest of the bunch. If you look around here, like there's Guljahan, there's Lawar, and these people, there's Jana, these people are like 30 and over. This is like Shahrukh, he served in the military for 7 years. And then he like proceeded to get a master's. So there was an education gap in between as well. So they don't really care about like whether you're young or whether you're too old. That's not basically an issue. So your demographics don't I started like 5 वर्ष अगाडि 6 वर्ष अगाडि, I've not started since then. पाउँछ कि पाउँदैन, पाउँछ. Like as long as you meet the other criteria, your age or your education gap does not really matter. So basically anyone who meets the eligibility criteria can apply for the scholarship. So which brings to the next question. Eligibility criteria secure. First of all, you have to be a citizen of a Chevening eligible country or territory. Nepal is an eligible country for the scholarship, fellowship. So as long as you have a citizenship, Nepali citizenship, you will be eligible to apply for the scholarship. Commit to returning to your home country for 2 years. So multiple times. So when you apply for application form, there's a question like, are you okay with returning to your country? So that's my yes, but obviously you won't be eligible. Particular interview, they ask if you're okay with returning to your country. So this many, if you say no, your application would not move forward. So that's a yes, the person. Have at least 2 years of work experience. So this is the major like filter out filter out. At least 2 years of work experience. So your 2 years of work experience, like graduate professional work experience, आफ्नै फिल्डमा भन्ने चाहिँ हुनु. त्यस्तो चाहिँ नि के पनि छैन. It can be your internship, it can be any kind of voluntary work, part-time work, full-time work. So if you want to study economics, but your work experience is in marketing, that counts as well. So there's no limitation as to what kind of work experience, but just like work experience. Master's पढ्न गइराको, so at least bachelor's degree चाहिँ हुनु पर्यो. And without a bachelor's degree, university ले accept गर्दैन. So that is there. Apply to 3 different and eligible UK university courses. So Chevening asks you to apply to at least 3 different university अथवा courses मा चाहिँ apply गर्नु पर्यो. So your course you have to be sure about like which course to apply for before you fill in the application form. So that's eligibility criteria. Who is not eligible to apply? If you have a British citizenship, UK ko citizen ho bhane चाहिँ नि पाइदैन गर्न. Refugee ho bhane, again, like if you're a refugee in an eligible country, पाइयो, तर not eligible country मा हो भने चाहिँ नि फेरि पाइदैन. त्यो भयो. एउटा कहाँनिर इस्यु हुन सक्छ भने if you are an employee or a former employee, or one of your relatives, like close relatives is an employee or a former employee of the UK government, त्यो केसमा चाहिँ नि again you'll not be eligible to apply for the scholarship. अनि again like UK मा चाहिँ पहिला नै UK government ले नै फन्ड गरेको स्कलरशिपमा पढिसक्नु भएको छ भने फेरि Chevening scholarship चाहिँ नि अप्लाई गर्न पाइँदैन. So त्यो भयो. Work experience, I've already talked a bit about it. But like I said, 2 years sponsor. 2800 घण्टा हो एक्चुअली 2800 hours. युकेमा 5 वर्किङ डेज हुने भएको हुँदा चाहिँ 40 hours-को दरले 2800 त्यस्तै कति निकाले 2 years पुग्छ भनेर. तर नेपालको केसमा चाहिँ युजुअली 48 hours a week वाला वर्क हुने भएको हुँदा चाहिँ नि युजुअली 1.5 years-मा चाहिँ पुगिरहेको हुन्छ कि यो वर्क एक्सपिरियन्स इफ यु हेभ फुल टाइम एम्प्लोइमेन्ट होइन. तर फुल टाइम छैन भने पनि पार्ट टाइम भोलिन्टरी वर्क पेड एन्ड अनपेड इन्टर्नसिप यु क्यान जस्ट use any kind of work. Only thing is like degree गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ just like मैले चाहिँ BBA पढाएँ अनि internship चाहिँ compulsory थियो कि हाम्रो BBA मा. त्यो internship चाहिँ मैले युज गर्न पाइनँ because it was like a mandatory thing to complete my degree नि त. So त्यो चाहिँ पाइँदैन. But त्यो बाहेकको आफैले खोजेर गरेको काम हो भने चाहिँ नि जस्तो पनि पाइन्छ. You can use up to 15 different work experience to meet that 2800 hours requirement. So त्यो छँदैछ है. Application. So next is application obviously. Application मा चाहिँ नि के भर्नुपर्छ भन्दाखेरि first is अघिनको eligibility criteria basically. There will be a long questionnaire. You'll have to fill it out based on like yes no questions mostly. So yes or no fill गर्ने हो. आफ्नो personal details दिनु परिहाल्यो, आफ्नो education background अनि it's like filling out a CV जस्तै हो. So this is an application fill out हुन्छ. Then you fill out like what are your university choices or university courses that you're choosing to study. And finally चाहिँ नि the main part of the application is the essays. So 4 different essay लेख्नुपर्छ. Each will be 500 word maximum. Minimum जति भए पनि हुन्छ. 4 key criteria मा हुन्छ. The essay questions never change. They are always the same. First question is about leadership and influence. So how are you a leader? Or like give examples where you led people भन्ने खालको question हुन्छ. Second is about networking. How do you approach networking and how you have used your network to create an impact in the society kind of thing. Studying in the UK, why do you want to study in the UK basically? And finally, career planning. So career planning, what is your career goals? So UK ma ek barsa masters padera aisakepपछि चाहिँ नि career wise what are you looking to achieve? So you have different questions. So every year the application question is the same. But the essays kind of make all the difference. As long as your essays are good, you always move on to the next round. So essays are the most important part of your scholarship application. You know? Application timeline. So early applications are open. They opened August 6th, but they're going to close soon, November 5 deadline. But if you're looking to apply this year itself, you still have ample amount of time to like write your essays and submit it. Once applications close on November 5, November 6, I mentioned yes and no questions the basis whether you're eligible or not. But as any scholarship application portal determine garsa. If you're not eligible, you are taken out from the pool. Once eligibility criteria shift bhayeपछि reading committee they start like reading your essays and this the basis they create a shortlisted shortlist. त्यो list चाहिँ नि नेपाल आउँछ. So नेपालको embassy लाई पठाउँछ reading committee ले. अनि the embassy will look at the list and shortlist people for interview. You say around February also. So first email communication from Chevening will be in February, where they will either invite you to interview or they will say that they will not move forward with your application. So त्यसपछि चाहिँ नि educational documents or references बुझाउनु पर्छ, which will be on February 19 this year. So another thing is educational documents कोही चाहिँ पढिराख्नु भएको छ अनि bachelor's को degree आएको छैन मेरो के गरौँ भन्ने छ भने चाहिँ it's completely fine. अहिले नै बुझाउनु पर्दैन एप्लिकेसन फर्म सँग February मा गएर डेडलाइन छ. So as long as you get your degree by February, you're fine with it. Then interviews start February देखि April सम्म. अनि after that interview results will start coming in June 2025 मा. अनि July 11 सम्म चाहिँ जुन 3टा युनिभर्सिटी apply कुन युनिभर्सिटीमा पढ्ने हो त त्यो युनिभर्सिटीले एक्सेप्ट गरेको लेटर चाहिँ नि जुलाई 11 भित्रमा चाहिँ बुझाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ चिटिङलाई. त्यसपछि next year ko September October ma चाहिँ नि हजुरको पढाइ चाहिँ सुरु हुन्छ. So that is basically your application timeline. So if you need more information on the scholarship, there is a website has सब information. So you have Instagram page for Chevening FCDO, which is like the overall Chevening, and Chevening Nepal भनेर पनि हाम्रो Instagram छ, which is an Instagram account of Chevening alumni from Nepal. So if you want to connect to people or connect to the alumni committee, you can always reach out to Chevening Instagram. अनि LinkedIn-मा चाहिँ नि Chevening Awards भनेर चाहिँ नि account छ, so you can directly message them as well if you have any questions on how the awards work. So that was on the Chevening Scholarship. Next part, which will be shorter, obviously. So I think it's about research fellowships in Nepal. So not everyone is looking into studying. Some people are looking into working. अनि कसरी छिर्ने त मार्केटमा भनेर चाहिँ I think a lot of people have questions. One of the best ways to do it is fellowships go through, right? So fellowship भनेको चाहिँ कस्तो भनेपछि चाहिँ it's not basically it's not a full professional working environment, working thing just like an internship is. It's more of it helps you in professional development, but it's more of an academic thing. So सिकाइन्छ भनौँ न. So classroom-मा बसेर पढाउनुको सट्टा चाहिँ नि workplace-मा बसेर पढाइन्छ है. So it's usually created for people who are still in this learning phase. अनि सिकिरहेको मान्छेहरूकै लागि भनेर बनाएको, सिकिरहेको मान्छेलाई अझै सिकाउँ न त भनेर बनाएको प्रोग्राम हो फेलोशिप चाहिँ नि हैन. So fellowship can be academic, professional, leadership focused हैन. Research fellowship भनेको चाहिँ नि it's like specifically चाहिँ नि research गर्नलाई नि. So मैले गरेको चाहिँ दायित्वको फेलोशिप हो, public policy fellowship. So यसमा चाहिँ नि म प्रधानमन्त्री कार्यालयसँग बसेर उहाँहरूलाई इन्ट्रेस्ट लागेको पोलिसीमा बसेर चाहिँ रिसर्च गरेर अनि रिसर्च पेपर लेखेको हो. So it was to support me into learning एउटा research skills or अर्को dealing with the government. So there was a lot of like learning potential in the fellowship. So fellowshipमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि एउटा त obviously financial support. So fellowships are paid. So एउटा income चाहिँ हुन्छ हैन, although it's not much honestly, but त्यो यतिकै फ्रीमा यतिकै like पढ्नलाई पैसा पाएको जस्तै हो के basically. So त्यो छ हैन. अनि another is access to professional networks. You'll be भर्खर फिल्डमा छिर्दाखेरि चाहिँ it's kind of difficult to know people. So fellowship ले चाहिँ के गर्छ भने it kind of connects you to a lot of different professionals in the market. So you can create that network जुन चाहिँ you can always tap into for anything. Mentorship, you will learn a lot of things and opportunities for career advancement. So like I said, भर्खर मार्केटमा छिरिरहेको बेला चाहिँ नि a lot of people त्यो भाव दिँदैन भन्छ नि त, because there are so many seasoned people in the market. So fellowship kind of gives you that entry point into the market. And त्यहाँ गएर चाहिँ you can always prove to other people what you're capable of. And त्यसको बेसिसमा चाहिँ नि people will be willing to give you a chance. So it's about creating that opportunity for yourself to make your career better in the market. Internship or fellowship मा के difference भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ internship is basically practical work experience. So you go to the job, you go to the office and त्यहाँ के काम देख्छ त्यो काम गर्ने पर्छ हैन. So it could be anything ranging from like हुन्छ नि menial task देखि लिएर ठुलो ठुलो काम पनि हुन सक्छ हैन. So but it is basically a job. तर fellowship भनेको चाहिँ it's more about like developing yourself, सिकिरहेको actual skills सिकिरहेको त्यहाँनिर गएर चाहिँ नि सिकिरा भन्दा पनि उहाँहरूले नै सिकाउनुहुन्छ as part of the fellowship program. So it's more about professional development. Internship छोटो हुन्छ usually 3 months, 6 months. Similar with fellowship, there are some fellowships are very long. 1-2 वर्ष, some last up to 5 years as well. नेपालमा त्यति लामो चाहिँ छैन, as far as I know. The longest is like 1 year fellowship. So त्यो some internship, paid, unpaid, anything. Fellowship मा चाहिँ financial support हुन्छ नै. अनि internship मा चाहिँ नि job related skills भइहाल्यो हैन, career entry भनेपछि. Fellowship is more designed about like building expertise. So how do you like, rather than learning how to do a job, you learn how to be better at the job you do. So that is like the key difference between internship and fellowship. नेपालमा के opportunities छ एउटा दायित्व नेपालकै public service fellowship भनेर छ. Two kind of fellowship, they do two kinds of fellowship, एउटा public policy, एउटा public administration fellowship भनेर, purely research fellowship हो यो दुईटै. Another is IIDS graduate fellowship program, similar research fellowship. Social science bahako research fellowship bhayo. Nepali Economic Forum ko fellowship bhayo. ICI mode ko pani fellowship cha for economic research. There might be more in the market as well, which I don't like. I've heard there are a lot more fellowships that happen, but it depends on like kaile khulne, kaile banda hune, it's very much based on in the hands of the organizations that design these fellowships. So if you're interested in like entering a fellowship program, कस्तो खालको फिल्डमा जानु छ, त्यो फिल्डमा कस्तो कस्तो खालको कम्पनीजहरु छ त, त्यो एउटा रिसर्च गरेर चाहिँ नि what kind of fellowship programs they open अथवा they design, त्यो रिसर्च गरेर चाहिँ नि you always have to be on your toes to check like okay कहिले खुल्छ भनेर चाहिँ खोजिराख्नुपर्छ. Usually चाहिँ it opens around like February March, but अब त्यो नहुन पनि सक्छ, कहिलेकाहीँ छिटो खोज्न सक्छ, कहिलेकाहीँ ढिलो खोज्न पनि सक्छ हैन. So it getting into a fellowship program is completely into your hands, given that आफू नै एकदम proactive भएर खोज्नुपर्छ fellowship opportunities-हरु चाहिँ. त्यस्तो openly market गर्दैन because seats are very limited. There are a lot of people in the market who want to get into fellowships. Even people like I said, it's for professional development. So years of experience भएको मान्छेहरुलाई पनि enter गर्न मन लाग्छ हैन in fellowship programs. So त्यो भएको हुनाले चाहिँ you have to be very proactive and like research it on your own. Make sure that you know you're in the know of like when the applications are going to open, if they're going to open at all, so it actually comes from your end. So that was it. That's like the scholarship and the fellowship.
हामीले चाहिँ भनौँ न kind of यो कन्सेप्टहरु बुझ्यौं है, फेलोशिपको बारेमा र स्कलरशिपको बारेमा बुझ्यौं. फर्दर हजुरहरुसँग केही क्वेरीजहरु छ भने चाहिँ सोध्न सक्नुहुन्छ है, feel free.